Hello friends, welcome back. In this video, I'll be covering one of the important video from Azure Key Vault, and not only that, this will be part of AZ-204 certification. So in this video, what we are going to see is we will be seeing how we can securely access the Key Vault with Azure AD App Registration that includes the client ID secret authentication. Okay, so this video will be very interesting and very useful. You'll have a lot of things will be covered and very useful for the interview as well. Alright, so without delay, let's get started. Alright, so I have opened up the portal, and in the portal in the previous video under the key vaults, we created one key vault, and this is what the key vault is. Okay, so this key vault, if you go, you have the key secret certificates, and if you go inside the certificate, we have one secret, and the secret value is the latest secret value is yellow. We are going to access this in our application. So I opened up the .NET Core 8 application. It's a web API. Basically, there's a method here. Okay, don't worry about this code. It's there in the GitHub repository. You need to understand how it works. Okay, what this method is doing is it is going to get all the secrets from the key vault. Okay, in order to do that, we want a couple of informations called a base URL, client ID secret, and the tenant ID. By using AD App Registration, we will be configuring these things and fill up the value and then see how to access the key vault secret. Okay, so this is the base URL that we know, but the other things we don't know. Okay, and then let's see how to do that. And if you look at the code here, we are using secret client as the class, and it's coming from the Azure Key Vault namespace. We will pass the URL followed by the client's credential secrets. Okay, that's the class, and this is the package that you need to install. Okay, if you install that package, you will come to this place where you use client secret credential. In client secret credential, you will pass tenant ID, client ID, and the client secret. So these basic code is all there. Basically, it is trying to evaluate the endpoint, go inside and go and get the properties of the secrets, go inside each property, and then fetch the value of the property. Because we have just only one property there, like a secret color, it's going to try only one. Okay, but it's the coding is not a big deal. You need to understand how to configure this. Okay, now let's go to Azure portal so that you know from the start where we do. Now go to the search. Imagine I'm just going and searching Azure Active Directory, because Azure Active Directory is now called as Microsoft Enter ID. You select that. We are not going to ADB2C or anything, because we are still in the main Active Directory. Okay, now here to the left side there is something called App Registration. Okay, click on App Registration and you're going to register one application. Okay, it's just a virtual application registration. There is no application hosted here and all. Okay, it's just that you are registering an application to which you will shortly give access to access the key vault. Okay, click on new registration. So you will end up like this. Okay, so here in the name you give a meaningful name that will be applicable for your application. See, in my case it's just for demo purpose, so I'm just giving you a name like this. But basically, if you host an application, like ordering system, just give us a order API or something. See here, there are three options, right? Single tenant means only within your application. Multiple tenant means using any Microsoft AD. That is what multi-tenant. The third one is basically any Microsoft AD plus anything outside Microsoft also. Okay, so you choose that and then come here. That's it. This is the overview plate. You see this client ID. You copy this, go to the place and put into the client ID. Now the tenant ID, you can come and see that is nothing but a directory ID. Copy this and give it here. Okay, now the last piece is the client secret. Click on certificate and secret and click on new client secret. Give a meaningful name. Give a meaningful name that you can understand, and then that's the description, and then expires. Go with default whatever Microsoft says. In 6 months it'll get expired. You can change it, but this is not real time you're gonna do it, right? So but you create a secret, copy this. Remember, the moment you create, you have to copy. The values will be disabled. You cannot copy later. So I copy pasted here. Now if I run based on the client ID secrets, okay, so we have configured the application. Now using that we are trying to run the application. Just guess what will happen. Okay, let's go to the local application and then see what happens. See, it's loading. Okay, and the one that I wanted to try is the second one. Okay, if I run the second one, do you think what will happen? Because we have everything configured, right? What will happen based on the previous video we saw? Okay, everything was configured, but it's not going to work. Okay, everything looks good here, but it's not going to work. So now copy this client ID, go to the Key Vault, because we haven't given permission to the app that was registered. So go to the Key Vault, click on access policy, and same thing, provide the access that is required for this application. That's it. Get and list, copy paste this. You see the name that you created, the application, the app registration, that name came. Now you are giving access to the application. See, it makes sense, right? You registered an application, now only you are giving access in the access policy of the Key Vault. Now end-to-end is completed. Now if you run, and even from local, if you try it out, it will definitely work. Okay, so let's step into the code and see whether it works or not. It is fetching all this information from the local machine. Take it, it's gonna read. Let's see, it blows out or it gets the result. See, it's going inside, it's getting the value, which means the application registration is now successful and it has access to read it. I'm gonna do a FI and get you the answers. You see this, it gets the property and the value of the property. All right, so this is how you do the app registration against your Microsoft Entra ID, which is nothing but Azure Active Directory, and then that application will have access even if you deploy this using this credential. Okay, whatever we use, right, the second one. Okay, that will give you access. The first one is good. Now let's do the second one, which is the main one, right? If you open the second one, it will definitely work. Okay, so what we missed is this configuration is not there in the protection.json. That's why it didn't work. So I'm going to copy paste the same thing, and then when we deploy, it will work. That is one way of doing. The other way of doing is any configuration that is there in the application, right? You can configure it in the web app configuration. So if you go to the web app, okay, instead of me putting that value into the app setting.protection.json, I'm going to come to this configuration, and recently Azure has moved the configuration to the environment variable section. Click on environment variable section. There are two things, app settings and connections thing. So whenever you put that name here, it has to be the hierarchy. So the hierarchy is Azure AD, you see this, and under that only client ID is there, right? So you have to put 2 underscore followed by the property name. So Azure AD underscore underscore client ID, and then similarly Azure AD underscore underscore client secret and tenant ID. So I'm going to copy paste these things and then copy the value and put it into the value section. Okay, so that way what will happen? I don't need to have the data configuration in the app settings, like the app settings.protection.json. Instead, I can have the value configured directly on the web app. Okay, that way when the application is rebooted, it will read all the configuration from here, meaning though protection.json is there, it will override the value which is present here. So in our application it is empty string, but there is a value here, so it will override here. Okay, so now if I try to run the second endpoint, it should give me a value. Okay, so I'm going to refresh it. Everything looks good. I'll click on show values. I'll click on show value. Everything looks good. Let's go to overview. Let's do a restart. Click on restart. It's going to restart the application. All right, application restarted. All right, you see this? Now when I execute, it's giving me the result even after the deployment is successful. Okay, so everything looks good. This is what this video is all about registering an app in Azure AD and Azure. Based on that concept, you give access in the Key Vault, and then you'll be able to access the Key Vault secret from your application. Right? I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and any questions put down in the comment section. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to my channel and share with your friends. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more tech tutorials. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified when we post new videos. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comments below. Happy coding!